Hello, my name is Nolan Wasserman, and this is my reverse engineering product redesign for the Engineer Your World dual enrollment course. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video presentation today. Alright, so the first part of this redesign that I had to undergo was figuring out what the customer needs were, and I did this through an extensive interview process. It's important to understand that the target customer here, the target demographic, is going to be elementary school age students between the ages of 5 and 10 years old. I identified two major needs within this demographic. The first of which was enhanced accessibility. They want a smaller product. The current flashlight is just too big for their little hands to handle and maneuver and play with. Secondly, they want something that's a little bit easier to hold. The current surface is really slippery and slidey and it falls out of their hands a lot. They want a way to grip it and hold onto it and handle it much better. And finally, we need a more durable product. The current one breaks so easily, which is really just not good for kids who are looking to play with their toys and drop them and pick them back up and keep playing. The other big group of customer needs that I identified was an increased entertainment value. Kids want engaging features. They want something that's fun. So we're going to give that to them. Secondly, kids want the light to be a little bit brighter. They want it to just be a little bit more fun. Like it's going to be like a real serious flashlight now. So we're going to create some brighter LEDs. And finally, I want to add on an interactive element. Kids like playing with toys, so we're going to make this flashlight into a toy, which they're going to enjoy playing with and enjoy having. And hopefully they'll convince their parents to buy it for them. Alright, so from the customer needs, I created a set of design specifications to guide my redesign process. First, as far as accessibility goes, and the size, we're going to have a length that's now less than 4 inches, a width that's less than 2.5 inches, and a height that's less than 1 inch. The smaller size, as I said before, is just better for kids. It's what they want, and it's what they need. Also, the wristlet, I'm going to make it adjustable. It's going to have a circumference that could be from 4 inches to 7 inches or anywhere in between to create a universal design that will fit any kid's hands. Next, I'm going to decrease the mass to hopefully less than 55 grams. Currently, it's at 62, 63 grams. I mean, if I can make that just a little bit smaller, it'll be that much easier for the kids to play with. And finally, it's going to be capable of falling from at least 3 feet. This needs to be a more durable product. It needs to be less breakable. So if it could fall from 3 feet, I feel much more comfortable giving it to kids with the idea that it won't break easily. And then as far as increased entertainment value goes, we're going to increase the brightness of the LEDs, as I said before. We're going to get the light emitted up to 100 lux when measured from 0.2 meters, which is a good solid upgrade over the current measurement, which is around 82 lux. In addition, we're going to add in different colored lights. Right now, it's only white light. You turn on this white light, and that's what you get. The kids wanted something a little bit more fun. So I'm going to add on a color changing system, which is going to give them ideally between 2 and 4 different color options that they could use a slider to go back and forth in between. And finally, I want to add on 1 to 3 additional features just to make this flashlight a little bit more fun, a little bit more engaging, more enticing. And it's going to make this a much more marketable product, which the kids will want. Alright, so the next step of the redesign process was to create a functional model of the current flashlight. So I did this in 2 steps. First, I predicted what would be in the flashlight. And as you can see, I did not do a very good job. I actually did not know anything about how flashlights worked before this process. But after the disassembly and investigation into what was inside that big flashlight, I created a very accurate, actual functional model of how that flashlight works. Influence of functional modeling on the design process. It is so imperative that I do not understate how important the functional modeling process was on this redesign. Through the functional modeling process, I gained a world of benefits, which I would not have found otherwise, and this was easily the most important thing that I did as it came to my redesign. The first benefit I gained was comprehension of the competitor's product. Through this functional model, I investigated every single little nook and cranny of the product, and now I have a deep understanding of all the little ins and outs of what's in it. I understand how it works. I understand why it works the way that it does, and this information is going to be invaluable moving forwards. Next, the idea of a fidget spinner concept, which is something I'll go into a little bit more depth about later. I found this through the functional modeling process because I saw all these little parts in here, which are really not necessary. And I'm going to eliminate them through the implementation of this fidget spinner, which I'll discuss in more depth later. Again, the light color changer, which I discussed a little bit before. It fits so easily into this functional model. If you look, there's nothing up here. There's nothing fun. There's nothing contributing to the product in this area of the functional design. So I'm just going to throw in a light color changing system, and it's not going to affect the product in any way, other than it's going to make it a little bit more fun, because it just thrown on the end. It won't affect the functions of any other parts of this product. And finally, the reduced size. But through the functional modeling process, I realized which parts were really important and how big they actually needed to be. So through this process, I understood that I could actually make all these parts a little bit smaller and create a smaller flashlight, which would be better for my target demographic. All right, so now let's take a look at the existing product, and here's my orthographic projection of the competitor's product. First of all, it's just not engaging. It's not fun. Yeah, it's shaped like a big, So what? Who cares? Like, good for you. But we need a product that's just a little bit more fun, that kids are really going to be more into. Secondly, it's too big for kids' hands. It's too large for the target consumer. This just doesn't work. It's too big right now. We need something that's a little bit smaller that they're going to actually be able to grip and hold. And finally, it's so delicate. It breaks on the slightest touch. That's just not okay for a product we're going to give to kids who are going to throw it around and drop it and hit it against the wall. We need something that actually works. So in my proposed design, I'm going to capitalize on all those weaknesses and create a product that's much more marketable and will take the place of that current product in the market. The first, most important thing, the primary focus of my redesign is that this is going to be fun. This is going to be a toy that kids are going to want to play with. So as I said before, we're going to add a fidget spinner onto the top. This fidget spinner is going to take the place of the plunger as the primary source, as the only source really, of mechanical energy for the product. It's going to sit right on top, and it's going to spin around, and that spinner is going to go directly to the generator, so it'll eliminate some little pieces inside. And it's just more fun. Kids weren't really able to hold the plunger anyway, and the fidget spinner is a toy that has already demonstrated itself to be great in the market for kids. Kids like it. It's fun. It's a great addition to the product. Secondly, the light color changing system. As I mentioned before, we're going to add that on. It's just going to be more fun. The kids are going to be able to choose between white, red, and blue light and slide back and forth in between whenever they want, however many times they want, just to create a more fun, more engaging product. Secondly, my product is smaller, as I said before. This is a perfect size for kids. I saw how big kids' hands were, and this fits in perfectly to their hands, to their little palms, and this is going to be a great product for them to have, to play with, and to enjoy using. Next, as you can see, I added some finger slots onto the top for a better grip. This way it won't slide out of kids' hands, it'll be easier for them to hold, and it's just more accessible, as I said before. And finally, there's going to be protective padding. It's kind of hard to see in this drawing, but around the surface of the flashlight, we're going to add on just a little bit of protective padding to create a more durable product. All of these concepts in the proposed redesign capitalize on the weaknesses of the current product to create a product for myself that will be better for the target demographic and will sell better. All right, so here is my final product. The features that it has. It has the fidget spinner energy generator. This takes the place of the plunger, and it's just a big step up. It has a light color changing system, which is just fun for kids. It's something that I asked in my interviews, and they all said they would like it. It has a protective padding all around the outside. That's just going to create a much more durable, much more long-lasting product, which is just something that if you could have, why not have it? The finger slots are going to be added to the outside to create an easier grip, so kids won't drop it as easily. And finally, it's going to have that adjustable wristlet, as I said before. It's going to be able to move back and forth and fit kids of all sizes and all kinds of wrists, and whatever wrist shape you may have, this will be able to fit it. Some specifications of the final product. It's going to be 2.25 inches wide, 3.5 inches long, and 0.75 inches tall. This goes all into the idea of a smaller product, which is just better for kids to have. It's going to weigh 50 grams, which is a little bit less than the current size of 63 grams, and it's going to be 110 lux when measured from 0.2 meters away, which is a big step up. Also, it's going to have 3 light color options, blue, red, and white. So in conclusion, thank you for watching this video today. I really appreciate your time. My name is Nolan Wasserman, and this is my reverse engineering product redesign.